Welcome to Infinity Capital, everyone. My name is Raj. Today we are going to talk about Sharda Cropchem. So I have been doing a series on all agrochemical companies. So this is a seasonal period for agrochemical companies, and we are expecting a good monsoon. So a good monsoon will in turn favor good crops, and that will be good for the business of agrochemicals. So Sharda Cropchem is a company which is engaged in making agrochemicals. They also make non-agro products such as conveyor belts, rubber belts, dyes and dye intermediates. They also make some sort of intermediates for pharma companies as well. So this is their website. If you see here, they are making agrochemicals, industrial chemicals. Sharda Biocide is a part of the company which is into pest control. They also make pharmaceutical intermediaries, so the chemicals which is required to make pharmaceuticals. Okay, so if you will notice the revenue mix, 80% of their revenue actually comes from the agrochemical business. So it makes more sense to look at this company from an agrochemical perspective rather than a diversified chemical company. Let's do a quick check on the shareholding pattern. See, promoters hold majority stake, and this is very good. I like to see this sort of formation in shareholding. FIIs have a decent amount. DIIs are holding good amount. Only 5% of the shares are out to be traded with public. You know, so that is good. The free float is pretty less. That's a good thing. They generated 249 crores of cash flow from their operations last year, which is a good number. On the balance sheet, they have around 68 crores of loan. So for a 3,400 crore market cap company, this is pretty much negligible. Okay. What we need to see is here, if you see the gross block has gone up by more than 400 crores. So they are doing some sort of expansion. They must be doing a brownfield or a greenfield expansion, and because of that, if you see, the depreciation has also increased. It has gone up from almost 90 100 crores to 400 crores. So this is something to note. Also, they have around 261 crores of cash on the balance sheet. So this looks pretty strong. They have around 83 crores of investment. So overall, the balance sheet looks very strong. Coming to the profit and loss segment, if you will see, agrochemicals business did sales of around 2000 crores, and the rest came from non-agrochemical business. So the majority of the sales is happening in the agrochemicals business. So what is noteworthy is that the sales have been constantly rising. You know, even COVID has not hampered their sales, and the profit has been constantly rising. However, if you see, on the depreciation front, since 2017, the depreciation has almost quadrupled, right? So this depreciation is actually eating up on the profits, because if you see the profits, operating profits as compared to last year were up by more than almost 100 crores. But there is not meaningful difference here because the depreciation is eating up the profits. So when the new capacities, operational efficiency kicks in, when the new capacities start functioning at 60-70% operational efficiency, that is when you will see that the sales will also start kicking in. You will see, suddenly you will see a pickup in sales, and the profits will also go higher. On a quarter on quarter basis, if you see here, the sales have risen beautifully, but because of the depreciation, the profits have gone lower. See, if you see, the operating profit was higher, 40 crores, but because of this depreciation, higher depreciation, the net profit is a bit lower, a tad bit lower. However, on a year on year basis, the profits are much higher. Let's do a PE check. So the median PE is around 18, and the stock is trading at 14-15 PE. So it's currently undervalued, in my opinion. And the max PE, is around 26, 24, 26. So relatively undervalued. Even if it reaches its median PE, which is 18, this could propel the stock by at least 40 to 50% from here on. Let's do a quick check on the technical front. So this is the monthly chart. Stock got listed around 2014, and it has not done much. It went up, it came down, and it's pretty much sideways since 2014. So this is the monthly chart. What we saw was the stock made a beautiful comeback from the COVID lows, and then it has been consolidating in this range. So this is the range. This is the range that it has been consolidating in a 35% range. Let's look at the weekly. If you see on the weekly front, the stock was consolidating within this range. It went up and then it quickly succumbed to selling pressure, and now it is trying to sort of break out again. All right, let's go to the daily chart and we will look at the moving averages on the left. So if you'll see, the 50-day moving average has turned upwards and the 200 days also starting to trend upwards. So this is a very good sign, and what I would like to do here is I would like to start accumulating this stock within this region. This is the region in which I would be accumulating this stock. Okay, so between 330 and 360 is the range where I will be accumulating the stock. What would be the target that I will be looking at? So basically, if I'm accumulating here, I'll be at least looking at a 50% rise from here. Because if we have a good monsoon and the profits keep coming in, we can see the stock keep going higher. So that is the technical perspective on this stock. Just a quick disclaimer, guys, this is not a buy sell recommendation. This is an educational video, so please consult your financial advisor before buying or selling any shares. Thanks a lot, guys.